Alright guys, in this episode we're going to be covering our DTF printers. But before we even get to that, I'm going to ask this question: why do you even need one in the first place? Because I can almost guarantee that if you do not have enough work for this, that you're going to be printing every single day, a vinyl cutter might just be better for you, purely because it's a much cheaper item and you can do more with it. But we're going to be doing that in a much later video, so let's get straight to our first DTF printer. So guys, we're here at our first DTF printer, the 300. What I mean by that is its width is 300, printing from left to right, and it prints obviously per meter out into our oven here and then into our take-up roller. So what you get with this machine is its powder applicator or duster, which then dusts its powder onto the print. Then you run it through the oven, which cures and bakes the glue powder onto the print only, and then from there it is fed onto our take-up roller. From there you just take it out. You can then cut it up, heat press it onto anything that you want, textile wise, bags, shirts, caps, shoes, you name it. Now, if you are going to ask me my opinion, this thing is fantastic if you are going to replace one or two things. Replacing one, either a cutter so that you can do full color prints, as well as if you're someone that likes doing embroidery, this may be another option for you, purely because you can print mass in logos for companies, all the same color, and you can then heat press it much faster than doing one logo at a time on a embroidery machine. Now this also leaves you up to doing much more. Like I said, you can do bags, t-shirts, caps, so you have quite a lot that you can fit within 300 and per running meter, which is going to be a lot cheaper than some of your other options out there. So if this is going to start you or continue your business in terms of DTF printing, and this is what you need to go for, I really do recommend it. If, however, this is still not big enough for you, we do have another option right over there, which is our DTF 600. Alright guys, in front of me here is our DTF 600. Now, the biggest difference between the one we've just spoken about and the one here that's in front of me is our 600 in width material, and it does exactly the same thing. We've got our print to powder applicator, our oven, and our take-up roller. So if you're wanting something that is much bigger in print and you'll get more out of your roll, then I would suggest going for a 600, not a 300. But here's the kicker. If you don't feel like printing 600 and you want to do 300 because you've got logos, small things to do, and you don't want to waste all of this, you can put a 300 roll in your 600 printer, which is quite a plus in my avenue. If you don't need it, it's fine, but it's always there as an option, which I think is fantastic. If you're someone that thinks that a bigger machine is going to cost you more in the long run, I have a different idea. If you're someone that is going to start your business, I would recommend the 300. But if you're someone that's already in the game and you're wanting to get even more out of this machine in the future, it's going to be cheaper to rather buy this for future than being able to buy the 300 and then buy a 600 later. You can get a lot more done with this, a lot faster, bigger prints, and it works out to print bigger items on the width and save money rather than having to do 300 and print more meters. And that is my take on the 600. So this brings us to the close on our textile printers. But what if you're wanting stickers? Well, let's go have a look at our UV-DTF 300 right over there. Here is our UV-DTF printer. Now this one is also 300, which is the width of the material here, and the difference here is that this will print with a UV lamp which cures the ink instantly as it's printing left to right, and from there it comes through these rollers and a layer of glue is added. What does that mean? Well, once you have printed and the glue is added, all you got to do is peel and then stick. Well, how cool is that? So that means you can go ahead and stick this nearly to anything that has a hard surface. So that means a wall, glass, steel, or any type of metal, maybe even the floor. Maybe you want to do some floor decals. What this basically enables you to have is a full color printed sticker without having a massive large format printer. And another thing is, this is almost as like a layer of epoxy. It has got a bit of hardness to it and it lasts a little bit longer than a normal UV printed sticker. So if you're wanting something that is quite small or you need to print thousands, this may be the printer for you. But if you are needing to only do once or twice a day, that's also perfectly fine for this printer. It doesn't require you to print every single day and print mass, which is the perfect thing, in my opinion, for someone that's wanting to start or is wanting to upgrade what they normally are using, which could be a desktop printer, a laser printer. But if you're wanting something a bit more professional and full color, which is going to give you a crisp print, which I prefer over a large format printer. So there are a lot of applications for this sticker that you may not realize. What if you're someone that likes to do sublimation, and that's printing on mugs, plates, and so on, maybe on a piece of glass? This can do exactly the same thing. The only difference here is that when you're applying it, you're applying it like a sticker, but it can be peeled off. It is dishwasher safe. And another cool thing is you don't need a heat press in order to put this onto something like your sublimation. So this allows you to then just print and give it to the customer, and then they can do as they please and when they want for the sticker. So that gives you another option that normally sublimation wouldn't. And it also leaves you up to use whatever mug or whatever surface you need, whereas sublimation has to have a coating. So that kind of leaves you with an area of gray where you can only do so much, whereas this UV printer can allow you to stick almost to any surface other than a material. So when it comes to software on all three of these machines, if you're wanting to do different options in terms of more ink or less ink, or maybe more of a white little border or black border, the software's got it down for you. It's just a matter of selecting which option you want, whether you want more or less, like the one down here. The option is available, which I think is fantastic. So this brings us to the close of our DTF range. Whether you're wanting stickers printed or something printed for textiles, we have you covered here at AM. Now, as always, I encourage you to come on over, test the machines and see how they perform. I can pretty much vouch for their performance on how well they work. So come and see for yourself. Whilst you're here, I highly recommend that you head on over to our shop and have a look at all the accessories we have available for our DTF printers. And I'm going to go and have a look for myself. Alright guys, we're here in the shop at AM. We're going to head over to our DTF ink section, and as you can see here, we have such an array of stock and colors available for the DTF printers, and that's for the textile, and for our UV we have our clear varnish here as well. So as you can see, you should never have any issues with stock on our ink for the DTFs, but we've also got something else here. We've got our powder, so let's head over. So guys, we're here at the powder. Now, what do we actually need this powder for in the DTF? Well, basically that powder, after it's printed and then it goes into the powder applicator, that powder is then adhered to your film, which is now the layer of glue which you need to heat press to your textile. So what we have here is our different options of powder. So we're going to first start off here. This is our black powder. Now this powder is black in color, which means when you're printing an item, around the edge of your item, you'll have a slight little black edge. Now, if that means that you're going to have that, then you're going to choose for a dark colored shirt like black. But we have over here our white. So that means that you'll end up having a little, when I say little, it's very fractional, a border around your print. So that means when you apply it to a white shirt, you don't see it. So those are the two options that we have that are pretty standard. Then we have got something that's a little bit more premium. Now we have our white powder, but it is small. What that means is the powder is a bit more finer and adheres to the edges better. But we have even a better one from there. We have got our premium small powder that allows us to do stretchable materials, and it also works for pretty much any material out there. And in my personal opinion, I would go straight to the premium because I know it works for me. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and please keep your eyes peeled for the next one.